Good evening and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin and I am the Dream Detective, and I help you to sleep better and to dream your life you dream of. Ha! Can't talk today. Anyway, the reason why I chose this subject of mindfulness today is that the past week has made me sit back and take stock and to look at my reactions and thoughts and feelings around certain things and to decide what was mine and what didn't belong to me and needed to be gotten rid of. And I'd like to talk a little bit about that today and mindfulness that is a means of helping us to stop sleepwalking through our lives. Now, mindfulness as a principle was based on Buddhist philosophy, where you take responsibility for yourself. You don't judge yourself, but you take responsibility for your thoughts and your feelings and your actions and become the disinterested observer to, in a sense, stand outside of yourself and be able to analyze, not judge, but analyze what it is you're thinking and doing and what's going on around you. And when we do that, we become more connected with ourselves, but more connected with others in the wider environment, so that we're not blundering through life, stumbling from one one near disaster to another. Hello, Chris. Now, as I said, this came about because I had to kind of stand back from situations and look at them as objectively as possible to be able to affect some kind of positive change on the situations. But it takes a bit of courage to be able to stand back and observe yourself and what you're doing and what you're thinking. I mean, the National Health Service here in the UK takes great stock in it in offering things like therapies like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which, based on those same kind of mindfulness principles, gets you to think about what you're thinking about in essence, but to step back and observe what exactly you're doing, thinking, feeling, and not judging it, but just owning it, taking, acknowledging that its presence, it exists, that you have these feelings or thoughts and what have you, because it's when we do not acknowledge those things that are really topical for us, that are on top for us, that are really giving us grief, that they become the elephant in the room, the bogeyman that chases us down and holds us down because we're not acknowledging that they're there in the first place. They will make you pay attention one way or another. So this is just a reminder that we have the power to a certain extent to control what happens in our lives and how we react to things. Now, to give you an example as to what I mean about mindfulness, years ago I used to work for a small charity in Upper Manhattan, and it was right next door to a fire station. Now, that fire station, as you can imagine, was always busy. So there was constant clanging and bells ringing and whatnot and sirens going because of this fire station next door to the office. And it used to bug the hell out of me until I stepped back from the feeling and thought about what those sirens meant. And those sirens meant that somebody was in trouble somewhere, that there was a fire or some kind of accident or something, and someone needed help. So I couldn't change the situation, but I changed my attitude towards it. And so now, years later, whenever I hear any kind of siren, whether it be police, fire, or ambulance, whatever it is, I say a prayer. I send out positive energy to that situation for the highest good of everyone concerned. And that's what I mean about mindfulness, is stepping back from the initial thought reaction, and going a bit deeper. But that entails you, being willing and able to look at yourself objectively and step back, and not hide behind all the defenses that we naturally erect to keep ourselves from being hurt. But the primary relationship we should be having with anyone, the primary relationship we should have is with ourselves. And if we can't be honest with ourselves, if we can't own our own feelings, then what's left really? It means that you get pushed and pulled and tossed around like a cork on the ocean, for the simple reason that you're not willing to take a stand. Hello, Puri. If you're not willing to step back from what you're doing and looking at it and examining it and being honest about, yes, these are my feelings, now what do I do with them? And that's what being mindful is about. It's about stepping back and taking a wider view, a more global view, going deeper, to get a handle on what we're actually thinking and feeling, and whether that belongs to us or belongs to someone else and needs to be gotten rid of. So I would challenge you to think about, are you living your life in a mindful way, or are you sleepwalking through your life? Whatever it is you may be doing. Yes, we have our routines and we go to work and we go home and we go to sleep and start the cycle the next day. But that doesn't mean you can't live your life in a mindful way, that you can't think beyond your initial reactions and feelings, but be able to extrapolate a little bit, to extend beyond yourself, and to look at yourself almost as if you were a third person. Look at yourself and step back from yourself and look at yourself, and who you are and what you're doing. It's not easy. Quite often we need help to do that because we're so good at erecting our defenses that we can't even see that we've put them up. But I would challenge you that if your life is feeling flat, is feeling dull, is feeling out of control, then it may be the time for you to step back and exercise a bit of mindfulness, and get beyond what those feelings are to what's really going on and what it is you need to grow, to develop, to feel joy even, on a daily basis. So I leave that thought with you, and challenge you to ask yourself and answer honestly, are you sleepwalking through your life, or are you taking responsibility for your life, and as per your thoughts and actions, your words and deeds? Are you being mindful, or are you just letting stuff fly out there in a stream of verbal diarrhea? I mean, that's something to think about for all of us. So I leave that thought with you. I hope you found something of value in it. If you did, please drop some love hearts or wows or some other emojis, or leave a comment. Or if you have a question, you can leave a question. I'm always happy to respond. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Have a great evening and a wonderful week, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.